In this video, it's really early on a Monday morning. Why? Because I'm heading to Smart-TECHNIC in Birmingham to get our Smart fully looked after by the experts. So I realised with all that traffic, one of the reasons I got off the hamster wheel. Then I get literally to within the street the Smart-TECHNIC is on and the road is closed, and I have to then go around another part of Birmingham and through some building works to get to it. What a nightmare. How many of you, I'm not going to ask, well I am going to ask, how many have you got? I've never seen. Now that's not all the Smarts. There's even more.
I can't tell if there's someone on that else.
It's not the weather for us, is it?
No.
As long as it's a Smart Splintex and it's not pebble dashed,
Yeah,
I would buy it off you.
I mean, that one's easy to get out. That one's pretty much loose already, so I can take that out and.
But please, if you don't mind, I've read so much positive stuff about this place. I think I would have travelled even if it was further than Derbyshire, and I bet you have some people do travel further than Derbyshire to get to.
Got one from Grimsby, Portsmouth. I've had one from the Isle of Wight come up for a day. Possibly either the oldest or the second oldest Smart car in the UK.
Oh, okay.
It's not German plate. Someone that did them for fun before.
So that's yours?
Yeah.
One of yours, I'm going to say, because I've seen enough posts of how many Smart...
We've got 9, not including these ones. Well, including that one.
Yeah, because you mentioned a 4.4 Brabus as well, didn't you? Yeah. With 200 how many miles?
256.
256 miles.
256,000, yeah.
Jeez. I'm just... For anyone that loves smart cars, this place is just absolutely... It's a treasure trove. So when our Smart turned up at the house, we realised just how good condition it was, but for some reason the passenger door glass, or as we would call it in the trade, the drop glass, and the little quarter glass that sits behind it, has been, something's marked it. I don't know whether it's stones that have hit it, or welding splatter, or whatever it is, and it's kind of ruined the finish of the glass. So I've asked Ben, would he possibly have, and this wasn't planned, so I didn't give him a chance to think about this, bless him, would he possibly have a door glass and a quarter light that therefore would be in much better condition? And of course when you look around, the answer is yes. So currently what Ben has found is the rear quarter glass, which I say glass but of course it's plastic, has got a bit of a leak, a little leak, and apparently it's to do with the sponge packing, so they're going to sort that as well while we're here, which is, this is why I've come to Smart-TECHNIC. Highly recommended. They live and breathe Smarts and currently own 9 themselves in the family. where else would I take my Smart to, honestly? Now there's no drain plug to get the oil out on a Smart, so you have to suck the oil out. So what you found?
The dot links are in the wrong place.
It's supposed to be in the hole there. Well, it's back in the hole. It's in the
supposed to be in that one, yeah. Furthest back, is it?
Yeah.
Someone's put it in there.
Unbelievable. So again, you spotted that immediately because you know Smarts. That's the difference in it. A garage looked at that for me, a local garage, just to make sure nothing was falling off before I come to Birmingham, and he couldn't see nothing wrong. So it's had a bit of a nudge at some point in its life, as you can see, but the replacement, because I think Ben's parts catalogue that he's got sitting outside has got replacements for everything, will be fitted shortly. So the airline jet engine is softening this a bit. I do sympathise with Ben because I've asked Ben to swap the drop glass and the quarter glass on the passenger door because of a lot of pitting that's on the glass. We don't know what's caused the pitting, but I'm having it changed with some spare stock that he's got from one of his Smart cars outside because I'm a fussy. Why is it whenever I go to a specialist repairer, I always start wanting more cars? I now want a Roadster, but don't tell Fran we're not this particular Roadster, of course, because this one's been used for parts. Now he has got here what he believes is one of the very first left-hand drive Smart coupes. That one. Obviously left-hand drive because originally they were left-hand drive. So the door glass and the quarter light that I'm having changed because I'm a fussy so-and-so has come out of this donor car. It looks weird with the extra silver at the back, doesn't it? I need that little bit there. You put loads on this one. What a long day today, everyone. The journey this morning down the M42 and along the M6 was, I guess, a typical Monday morning journey if you were going to work. I no longer go to full-time work, and I used to use the M42 to travel from Derbyshire to Redditch every day. And today was a reminder, a wake-up call of just what that journey was like. And I guess one of the reasons why I am so happy to be off the hamster wheel, as I call it. Well, we've had a lot done to our Smart today by both Ben and Jack at Smart-TECNIC. And I now, of course, understand why they come highly recommended. I certainly would highly recommend them. What they don't know about Smart, well, I don't think there is anything they don't know about Smart. We had more done to the car than even I knew needed to be done. But in all credit to Ben and Jack, they only show you the things that they believe need to be done, and there are other things which I thought may need to be done that Ben was happy to say doesn't need to be done. He's not there to get every single job out of you. He's there to get your car right, and that's why I respect people like Ben and Jack. So what did we have done on our Smart anyway today? Well, it was a full service, which I believe is called a C service on the Smart, which included an oil and filter change, of course. It included the 2 drive belts, or 2 belts, should I say. It's had a gearbox oil change, because I asked for a gearbox oil change. It's had the antifreeze check, but the antifreeze was absolutely fine. But it also has had some additional work. It's had a replacement drop glass on the passenger door and a replacement quarter glass on the passenger door. We now have nice newer glass from another car, one of many cars, that Ben has got in stock. He's got a very good parts bin, as you will have seen in this video already. So he was able, of course, to source the 2 glasses. We hadn't planned to have that done today. I hadn't actually said to Ben about doing the door glass. I was kind of expecting to have a discussion with him and maybe him ordering some door glasses. But of course I didn't appreciate just how many parts Ben has got available with the stock of cars that he's got out the back. Awesome stock of cars he's got out the back, as you will have seen in the video. So we've had those replaced. The parcel shelf at the back was missing a bar, so Ben was able to custom up a new bar with some new rubber ends on to make the parcel shelf work, so that was really good. When the rear bumper was removed, which is, I believe, has to be done because this engine, albeit only a 0.7cc with 6 valves engine, has actually got 2 spark plugs per cylinder. I can't believe that. In fact, I'll put a photo now of an engine block that Ben was showing me just to show why it's got 2 spark plugs per cylinder. So whilst that rear bumper was removed, Ben spotted the rear, I'd call it a slam panel, but it's basically a strengthening bar along the back of the car behind it, that sits behind the bumper, that has obviously had a bit of a press against it at some point. So either the car has reversed gently into something, or someone has gently moved into or bumped into the back of the Smart. So whilst the bumper itself is fine, this panel wasn't. Now, you could have left it, albeit this rear panel was touching, or had touched, I think it's a lambda sensor or something that's on the exhaust. And when you reverse the car, it would be possible that that sensor would again touch this panel, because the panel effectively was further in than it should be. So again, of course, Ben went out to his big parts bin of cars and sourced one off the back of another car. So that's another thing that's been replaced on the car. And then it was this dreaded knock. Now, as I said already, what Ben and Jack don't know about smart cars isn't worth mentioning. But this knock that we had on the near side front did catch them out for the first few minutes, because it wasn't the usual items that would cause a knock on a Smart 450. But at the end, it was traced down to a dodgy shock absorber, which, although was completely solid, completely tight and not leaking, was actually causing this knock. So it's been a lovely quiet drive home from Smart-TECNIC in Birmingham, and thankfully the M42 was very kind to me at just after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which was a big bonus. Also, Ben noticed quite quickly, actually, when just after I pulled up, that the one window, they're actually plastic windows that sit on the furthest rear quarter panel of a Smart 450, was leaking a little bit of water. Now, what I didn't appreciate, even though my trade was always automotive glass, but obviously Ben and Jack do know, is that these plastic rear quarter glasses, if you can call them that, we'll call them rear quarter windows even, are only clipped in, and the only thing that offers a seal for them is a sponge. So at some point, or a foam backing. So at some point, of course, they get a little bit tired and start to allow a little bit of water ingress. Now, there was only the one window that we could tell that had let in any water, but again, Ben being Ben, he has removed both of the rear panels, the rear windows, and resealed them. So again, that's another fix that hopefully will help keep the Smart going for a lot longer. So needless to say, the car drove absolutely lovely on the way home from Smart-TECNIC. And of course, without the knock, a whole lot quieter. I hope you found this video informative. Please remember to comment below, like, and if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'll put it right at the end. It'll be there in about 5 seconds. See you soon.